Welcome in, everybody. Funko Fiend back with you today. So I got some requests for some videos, so we'll be bringing you some new content over the next couple weeks. Going to try and get you a video per week. Today, we're going to be doing my top 10 list. I'm a huge fan of top 10 lists, and I was asked what are my favorites in the collection. So we're going to go with number 10 all the way up to number 1. Hope you guys stick around for it. Let's kick it right off with number 10. And that is going to be the Up House with Kevin, or Kevin with the Up House is the appropriate wording according to the box. This was a Comic-Con exclusive from 2019. I remember getting this directly from the Funko shop. You get Kevin, that weird bird that ran around in the Up movie, and then of course the Up House with the balloons. This is my wife's personal favorite, so I'm going to bring it in a little bit closer and show it off to you. Give you a little side view. We'll give you a little spin around of all of them, give you a little showcase. Just a picture of the back of the box. And then back around to the front. So again, that is going to be number 10 on the top 10 list. Moving on to number 9, sticking with the Disney theme, got Anger from Inside Out. Now, what makes this guy special, he again is a Comic-Con exclusive. He is from 2015, and what sets him apart from the regular Anger, as you can see when I spin the box around, which I'll give you a side view of him. So this is what the general version of Anger looks like. But in this version, I don't know if we can get a close-up of him. He's got the flame coming out of the top of his head there. So that sets him apart and is what is different about him and what makes me like this one as my number 9. I loved the character from the movie, and then the fact that he was an exclusive for a Comic-Con and had the flames coming out of the top of his head. I just think that sets him apart and makes him pretty neat. So that is my number 9. Again, give you guys the spin around and the full 4D view. He does have a little bit of box damage, but that doesn't really matter to me. I'm just into collecting them. I leave them in the box because that makes a little bit easier storage for them. So that is number 9. Moving on to number 8. From the holiday series, from A Christmas Story, this is a bunny suit Ralphie. 2 versions of him again. There was a regular version, and then there was this one, which is the flocked version. If you're not familiar with Funko Pops, flocked means that they are fuzzy, furry, however you want to refer to that. It's just the type of paint that they put on them. So I'll give you the spin around of him as well. Now this one wasn't exclusive to Gemini Collectibles. I want to say it might be my only Gemini's collectible. I'm not 100% on that. It would take me some while to research that, but I do believe this is the, if not one of, the only Gemini Collectibles ones I have. I do keep this one in a hard case. Some of my more valuable ones I do keep in hard cases, and we may eventually do a video of cases at some point. See if we get any requests for that. So that is number 8. Moving on to number 7. From the games line, from Gears of War, my personal favorite video game franchise, Gears of War. This is the Brumach. It was pretty hard to find. I actually had to drive, I want to say it was about 2 hours round trip to get this guy. We actually found him at a GameStop near where my wife is from. So we drove up there one Sunday and got there as soon as they opened. I had done the online reservation for him. And they actually were not expecting us. They hadn't seen the online order when we got there, but I saw him sitting on the top shelf behind the counter, and I was like, yeah, that's mine. That's my order. I need you to pull that down for me. So if you're not a Gears of War fan, the Gears of War Reloaded just did release on Xbox and PlayStation. Definitely go check that out. And you get to fight one of these guys. And if you play further into the Gears of War series and Gears of War 2, you get to ride one of these guys and control it and blow up everything you can imagine. So that is the Brumach. Moving right along. number 6, you probably saw this guy in the first video that I did to introduce the collection. He was one of my very first ones. Of course, this is the Predator. If you don't know Predator, we might not be friends. Just saying. Got the Predator tattoo going on. Huge Predator fan. This is the original Predator. It's still got the squatty body. Nothing real special about it, but it holds a special place in my heart because it's one of the 2 that began the obsession that you see around me in the video. Maybe spin around for the rest of the box. Huge Predator fan. Loved every Predator movie. Some have been garbage, but they are still meant to be enjoyed. And there he is from the movies line, number 31. And moving right along, I think we're into the top 5, right? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5. Now this one's got some definite conversation pieces. This is Headless Ned Stark. Now, I'm sure people can fact check me on this. I've probably got some of my facts wrong, but we're going to talk about it. This guy is the most copied, faked, replicated, however you want to refer to that, reproduced pop that there is. Funko does not even recognize it in their Funko app because he is so copied and there's so many fakes out there. Now, I am pretty confident that this is a legitimate, genuine piece. All of the fake things that I read, I checked against this guy, and all of the fakes, the ways you can tell, checked out that this one would be real. And the main thing is the color of the sticker, and the sticker does match up with the color of that year. The paint job is a little messed up on it, but this is one of the early Funkos, and Funko's quality check, as most of you probably know if you ever really look at your older Pops, there were always problems in the paint jobs. It was really hard to find good ones. Again, I keep this guy in a hard case. He's probably pretty valuable. I've never looked up his price in the past, I don't know, 2-3 years. I know what I paid for him, and he's got to be worth more than that. Even if he's not, it's cool. He's an amazing piece. He's a great piece to talk about. Super rare. And he is from Comic-Con 2013, and he was limited to 1,008 pieces. Yeah, 1,008 pieces. So he is a pretty rare piece to the collection. All right, we are down to the top 4. So coming in at number 4 is my first Comic-Con piece ever in my collection. So when I was first researching what pieces I wanted to start building the collection on, I knew I wanted Ned Stark. He was a headless character. And the only other headless character at the time that they did was Headless Herschel. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen Game of Thrones or Walking Dead. Both these guys get their heads chopped off. So this is Headless Herschel. The normal version of him, if you zoom in over here on the back, normal version, he's still on the crutches, his head is attached, and he's not bloody. This is from Comic-Con 2014, so just 1 year after Headless Ned Stark had come into existence. Huge Walking Dead fan. I have not finished the series. That's a pet project of mine and my wife's, just to try and go back and watch all the episodes, but we haven't caught up to even where we were when we stopped watching it. Another subject for another time, but there you go. That is your Headless Herschel. I just love the Headless Pops for whatever reason. They don't look natural. They look funny. They're covered in blood, and I just like them. I think it's funny. So there you go. Number 3 in the top 10 list, Leatherface. Now, the story behind this guy and why he is in my top 10, as I was telling my wife before we started filming this video, he would not be in my top 10 if he did not have the story that he has that goes with him. So he is a Bloody Chase variant, and as you can see, he's even got the Bloody Chase sticker, which I don't even think Funko uses anymore. They didn't use it that much that I know of. I think some of the older horror movies have that sticker. This is my only Bloody Chase sticker in my collection. I do know that for a fact. Reason that he makes my top 10, early on, shortly after me and my wife had gotten married, one of her friends that helped her organize her wedding would always send me pictures through Facebook Messenger whenever she would see Pops in a store. And she sent me this message, hey, do you need any of these? And it kind of became a running joke. And one day, I think it was a Saturday, she happened to send me a picture. And over in like the bottom corner of the picture sat this guy, just chilling on a store shelf, right? So I didn't say anything to her. I was like, oh no, you know, there's nothing I need. Don't worry about it. And I made the offhand comment to my wife, man, I really would like to go get this, but we just didn't have the time that day. And next day, unbeknownst to me, I didn't think anything of it. My wife says, hey, I got to go, you know, run some errands, go do something. I don't even remember what she told me she had to go do. And of course, 2-3 weeks later, it was Christmas, and I opened this bad guy on Christmas Day, and my wife just sat over there like a Cheshire cat, knowing how important it was. So the reason that this one holds is such a memorable moment and is as high in my top 10 as I've rated it, again, is because of his story and what it meant to me, and that my wife's the first Pop that my wife ever bought for me and gave it to me on Christmas. I thought was pretty cool. Going to number 2 in the top 10 list. Again, from the Gears of War series, Marcus Phoenix. What makes this one special? Well, 2 different things, really. If you look and zoom in at the back, that is his regular version, where he does not have a headless locust member and does not have blood or anything on him. So that's his regular version. Spinning back around the front. He is from the 2016 Comic-Con, and he is limited to 1,000 pieces. So if you spin him around to the front, there were 2 different versions that were available at that Comic-Con. The one that more people got, I don't want to say the masses, but the main one that got released, especially to retailers for shared retail, when they do Comic-Con Pops, retailers will sometimes get certain ones, and there'll be certain ones that are exclusive just to Comic-Con. So what makes this one special is this is the version that was only available at Comic-Con. It was not available as shared retailers. And the way that you can tell that apart, 1, it's numbered, but 2, the shared retailer one, he had a golden gun. And if you can zoom in a little bit, you can see he has the actual default color, the gunmetal, metal color, whatever you want to call it, of the gun with the blood on it. If this were the other version, the gun would be solid gold. I don't think there's any blood on the golden gun. So that's what makes him so special. That, and he's from Gears of War. If you're listening, Coalition and Funko, and people that are in charge of making Funko, Dizzy Wallen needs a Funko Pop. I need to own Dizzy Wallen as a Funko Pop. That is my all-time favorite Gears of War character. Please make that happen. The actor that voices him has passed, but you don't need his voice to make a Funko Pop of him. All you need is to just scan the guy in the game. He's even in Gears of War Reloaded. Developers, Funko people, I need y'all to get together, make it happen for me. I need Dizzy Wallen. But there's Marcus Phoenix. Now, on to the Grail of the collection. It's probably not considered a Grail by most, but I don't care. It's my Grail. It is my all-time favorite. And one of the larger pieces that I have in the collection, and if you haven't figured out already, I'm a huge Texas Rangers fan, maybe by the hat that I'm always wearing, but that is the 2023 World Series collection from when the Texas Rangers won the World Series. It's a very nice piece. We'll open it up for you. That slides out. And in the set, you can see there is Adolis Garcia, Marcus Semien, Jonah Heim, Max Scherzer, and Corey Seager. Huge Texas Rangers fan. I have been ever since I was a kid. When they won the 2023 World Series, my wife actually threatened me to not wake up the entire household because it was pretty obvious that it was coming. They had a 5-run lead. And then immediately, as soon as they won, I'm wanting to celebrate and be happy. And my wife's like, get on their website right now, order whatever you want before it sells out. And we already knew that this guy was coming. I actually had to wait until, I want to say this came in what, like February, March time frame. It took a while for this to come out. So spin it around, give you the back view. So it was a Fanatics exclusive. Appreciative of them having that. I honestly think this comes across my my Facebook feed. If you're a Rangers fan, or if you just want to own all the World Series pieces, because they do this every year. I think the Dodgers had a set for last year. This is still available. This is still out there. It was not numbered. Excuse me. It was not numbered. I don't know how many pieces it was limited to, but it comes across my Facebook feed every so often that Fanatics has it and is still selling it. So it's available out there if you did want to pick it up. But that is going to conclude the top 10 from the Funko Fiend. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. I greatly appreciate you. If you like the content, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, points of clarification, or anything you want to see in the future, throw it down in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back with you as soon as I can. And you might even be the reason that I make my next video. Thanks everybody. I'll catch you next time.